Hi, my name is Gabriel of Skillz, and today I'm going to show you how to integrate a native Android game, the game 2048, with Skillz. The Skillz SDK will not be downloaded from our website. Instead, it lives in a Maven repository, which you can get the URL from our documentation. So we can do that right now. And let's just copy paste it like so, and paste it on the Android block inside your build.gradle file. And let's make that as a dependency. Right now, the latest Skillz SDK is 3.0.1. So make sure to update that number whenever we release a new SDK. And the compiled SDK version is set to 24, and the minimum SDK version is set to 16. So the compiled SDK version of 24 and the minimum SDK version of 16 works best with the Skillz SDK. And the target SDK version should be set at 22. Setting it at 23 or higher may cause you permission problems. So let's just try to avoid that and just set it at 22. Now, the next step is let's move to our Android manifest file where we will be adding some meta tags. And let's hop onto the documentation again. And let's just copy paste these meta tags. The game ID, which you can get from your developer portal. For this game, the game ID is 2112. Since we're still at production, this will be set to false, and it's also set to false by default. And the environment will be at sandbox so that you can do all your testing and while you're still in the integration phase. If you have already tested the app, it works, it looks great, make sure to set this to true so that it will be in production. The app will be in portrait mode, and make sure to put the game activity. The game activity for this one is com.tpcsTLD.20game activity. Alright, and then lastly, Skillz allows exit. If you set this to true, you will allow your users from exiting out of Skillz from your game. So there you go. You have officially added the Skillz library to your game. After adding the Skillz library, we would want to launch Skillz, start a match with Skillz, and in case you created game parameters, use those game parameters. Okay, so let's go to our main activity where we will launch Skillz, and let's import the Skillz library by going to import Skillz, and let's launch Skillz here by skills.launch, and then this. Next, let's go to our game activity where we will start a match, and let's do the same by importing the library first. And then let's start a match on create. Next, we can set game parameters by going to tournaments, edit a tournament, and then set the game parameters here. You can learn more about game parameters by going to our documentation, and you would usually use this for like level of difficulty or length of the game. So just feel free to go to our documentation if you have questions about the game parameters. And once you set that, you have a method where you can use those game parameters by doing Skillz get match rules, which returns a map of the game parameters that you just set. So there you go. You have launched Skillz, start a match with Skillz, and use your game parameters. Now that we have launched Skillz and started a match with Skillz, we would want to integrate the Skillz random number generator in order to have fairness in all Skillz matches between two players. So the rule of thumb is, whenever you're using a random number generator, just use the Skillz random number generator instead. So over here, let's do an if check to see if a game is indeed a Skillz game. And you can do that by doing is match in progress. And let's copy paste this one here, and then changing the new random function to skills.getMeta. Let's also change that in our grid, which we have a random function over here. And let's do an if check again. This match in progress. And then let's return the same line. Here. And then changing the new random to skills.getRandom. All right, well, there you go. Now you're able to use skills.getRandom in order to include fairness in all skills matches. Okay, right now I will show you how to update the player's current score and how to report the score to Skillz, and also if they do choose to abort the game. Let's do that right now. So right now I'm in my main game.java where I want to put my update the score function. So let's do that by doing if and checking if the game is indeed a Skillz game. Is match in progress. Then skills.update player current score and getting the activity and then inputting the score itself. There you go. Now let's copy paste this one because it's almost the same format as reporting a score at endgame. There we go. And changing this to report score. And of course, we would want to finish the activity to go back to the Skillz portal. There you go. And if the player does choose to abort the game, I'll teach you that right now. In my input listener.java, I have a button that is for abort. Right now, when you press that, it just makes you a new game. But let's see how we can report an abort score to Skillz. So let's check if it's also a Skillz game. And let's move this to the else statement. And skills.abort match. Oops, not that one. Skills.abort match, and then the instance. There you go. You have officially updated the player current score, reported the score, and aborted the match just in case the player chooses to do so. Now that we have full functionality of our game with Skillz included, let's try running the game. All right, so now we have Skillz. And let's test this out. Okay, pouring the score to Skillz. There you go. You have officially have Skillz with your game. So once you have tested your game on Sandbox and you're ready to go live, you will need to upload your binary to Skillz. Now you can do that by making sure that in your Android manifest file, Skillz production is set to true. And then build an APK by clicking build APK, or if you need to make a generate signed APK. Once that's done, go to your developer portal and then go to your binaries tab. Input the name of your binary, in this case 2048 for Android. Version number is version 1.0. And then upload the binary that it created from Android Studio. And then if you have Skillz difficulty integrated into your game, which is completely optional, tick this box. But if you don't have, you don't have to tick the box. And if you need to learn more about Skillz difficulty, feel free to go into our documentation over here. Once you're done, just click Save.